Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, it is showtime. Hi. Yeah, I'm back. Polluting the internet with my my very essence. We've got about 13 minutes until the event starts in Sparkfly Fen. I decided last night Sparkfly Fen was going to be the next map that I do. And it is. And yeah, no, I'm swimming. But I have to cross like a map and 9/10 to get there. So it's going to take me just... Oh, wrong. Take me a couple of minutes. Pirates. Try not to run into the trees, Lens. Good job. And we're swimming again. Happy Thursday? Is there such a thing as a happy Thursday? I'm not sure. If you're going fast enough on this thing, you can skim across the water for a bit. Like that. But it will run out. And Sparkfly Fen. Since I was going to be doing this map anyway, I said to myself, because I talked to myself and addressed myself in that way, hey, how about you do Tequatl? You haven't done Tequatl for a long time. And I said, self, it's not a bad idea.
Here! Over here!
I'm going to splash, aren't I? Yeah. We are going to need to grab a waypoint over here, just in case we, croak while doing the big fight. There it is. And we'll see how many people are hanging around for Tequatl. We've got a decent number, and more will probably come in. But since we've got 9 minutes until the event starts, I'm going to start working on the heart over here. Get an experimental weapon and test it on the bad guys.
And the stealth golem submersible.
What kind of weapon? Give me the weapon. Let's get to work. Oh, before we get to work killing that, grab the POI.
Have you the latest results?
Oh, and also, I do not expect my minions will perform particularly well or survive very long once the Tequatl event begins, but hey, I'm not going to respect just for that. activate the energy scanners and murder the undead. What's not to like? So, anyone new to Guild Wars 2 or someone who hasn't played it, the Tequatl fight is actually what sold me on the game. When they first announced Guild Wars 2 was going to be a full-blown MMO, it had my full interest. And they talked about dragons, and my interest immediately vanished. I am so sick of dragons in my fantasy games. It is so predictable and so boring. And then I saw this fight. I think it was video of it from Gamescom. Like, what, 14 or 15 years ago? Something like that. And I went, okay, I'm sold again. As this fight was not your average goofy-ass dragon fight. They had, I think, 30 or 40 people playing at the same time. None of them know what was going on, of course, because no one had ever seen the fight before. And they failed, despite the fact that there were 30 or 40 of them doing all the complicated mechanics and stuff. Now, the mechanics, for better or for worse, no longer really a factor. Power creep has greatly simplified the Tequatl fight. Oh, I don't think I get any credit if I just like to use my weapon, do I?
I feel strong.
No, I've got to be using the freaking weapon. The specialty weapon. I mentioned this yesterday or the day before. Anytime this game changes your hotbar, you're screwed.
Does it cause test subjects?
Because everything gets slower and worse. Instead of being just a fun thing to change up the way the game plays, they're always tedious, boring, and badly implemented. I mean, I've been killing these things for what, 3 or 4 minutes already, and gosh, we're almost halfway done. Tequatl showing up in 5. So the Tequatl fight re-sold me on the game. But now we can get it done in like 12 minutes. With a decently competent group of players, which most of the time we get. I used to run this daily. I haven't run it for a while. I don't imagine it's changed much.
I swear to you, if you and your fellow warriors hold this ground with us,
Strong.
you will have your land again.
We did not come all this way to watch the dead hold on to our breeding grounds.
We will fight for our young not yet born. Today, tribes that once
nice.
warred with each other stand united.
Then man the turrets and hold the line. Together we cut down the dead.
I mean, not like they did anything to me personally, but okay. I will, to reduce the amount of lag we get, we will kill off player names. Note that this does not stop NPC names or pet names. A platter of delectable birthday cake. Yum.
I feel strong.
Thesis on speed. Not the drug, guys, not the drug, okay? Nourishment and enhancement. I needed both of those for an achieve. So we are 2.5 minutes or so. At 1 minute past the hour. Unless you're in one of those weird places that are on the half hour. Looking at you, Adelaide, Australia. See, it's not X hour 59 there. It's X hour 29 there. What's the range on those? 900. We can work at 900. And then this is mostly melee, and we'll use that for the in-between waves. Basically, there are a number of stages to the fight. Tequatl lands, we attack him, get him down to 75, he takes off again. We have to take a couple of minutes and guard the batteries. As in collections of guns. And then Tequatl comes in, another 25%, and repeat. Did we just roll over? I think we did. We just rolled over. We'll know Tequatl is coming because we'll hear an NPC say, "There's something in the water!" And it is Tequatl. I have no idea how my minions will perform. My guess, not great. But they're probably going to die a lot. But then it is just a leveling spec. A whole bunch of minions to keep things attention is good for leveling up. It's less great for endgame stuff. Unless you're a mechanist. Or a ranger. There's something in the water. We'll watch Tequatl. He'll bounce up and land over there, ruining this very nice real estate. Oh my god. The value of that just plummeted, and now he's going to come in and we want to start.
Stand your ground! Hurts, doesn't it? Sharp blades, sharp knives.
I got a turret out there. We heal as one. I feel strong.
With 3 times.
Get back here.
Come here.
It's about to breathe. Stay out of its way. Mow him down.
Protect me.
Whole lot of people just died. Wow.
Smash him.
And a big stomp. We need to jump over the water, which I couldn't see, and therefore I got hit. Too many pets. Including mine. I'm not innocent in this. Stomping again. I did not get knocked down that time. Yay, go me.
Rip him up.
Oh, I didn't even notice that time. I blame you guys.
Battle again.
Because it couldn't be my fault. Okay, we're about to hit 75%. Time to run.
All available forces to the battery. Guard them while we bring the cannon online. Target is in the air.
Target is in the air.
Barrier up. Good luck. I feel strong.
Now here's where you can really see the
The enemy is assaulting the northern battery. Stop them.
sorry, yeah, where you can really see. Damn it! So The, whoa, that thing got instantly deleted. The power creep the game has seen over the years.
Cooling down. Armored up. Urge to kill rising.
Urge to kill is rising.
Refreshing.
Western battery. Brace for Tequatl attack.
Damn your eyes. As Feldman says, too late! That is a complete and utter annihilation.
Urge to kill rising.
We've got 30 seconds left. I'll take a second to defeat an elite enemy. 3 combo skills.
I feel strong.
I feel strong. Mega Laser is charged. Here comes Tequatl. We can't actually, and I don't know if ever we could see the Mega Laser actually hit him in the chest. He gets knocked down here. He gets kaboomed right there. And basically we knock off another 25% before he has a chance to wake up from the coma. He's halfway gone already. And Tequatl phase 2. Didn't last very long, did he?
We need the power cell to bring down Tequatl.
One thing I do wish, sincerely, was that it would stop resetting my fricking camera. I don't like it when the game does that to me.
Target is in the air. Repeat.
Target is in the air. We'll just park ourselves here as the champion Hypnos will be showing up in a few seconds. Okay, we can get some hits over here.
Cover the eastern battery. We can't lose it.
There's the champion Great Hypnos. No, melting, 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 melting. I don't think I got a hit. Disappointing. Yeah.
Western battery. Brace for Tequatl's attack.
Urge to kill rising.
Urge to kill is rising because I'm not getting hits on many things.
Refreshing.
Hey, I hit the Hypnos that time.
Vacate these premises.
Vacate these premises. We've got another 30 seconds till the next wave.
Secure the northern battery. Hurry.
I'm just a little bit too slow. Don't say it. That would be mean.
Chill to the bone.
Embrace
The
him.
Hypnos is back. 11 seconds. Everyone will start
Refreshing.
running away. We only got a silver medal on first. We should get a gold this time. And here comes Tequatl, and there's the invisible Mega Laser. Boom! Oh! Down goes Tequatl.
You're in my sight. I will break this down.
You'll melt away.
And Tequatl is better than halfway down for phase 3. 28, 27, 26, 25. And off again.
Return, my friend.
One more phase.
Set the battery. We can't fire the laser without them. Target is in the air.
Repeat, target is in the air. Something is in the air tonight.
Armored up.
Defend the eastern battery.
Hypnos is up again. I mean, she doesn't last, but like 4 or 5 seconds once people realize she's up. I assume it's she. I don't know. Hypnos is male, female. Maybe they're gender non-specific. I don't know. Whatever reason, I've always assumed Hypnos was female. And he, she, or it, or they is back.
I feel strong.
And 18 seconds, and we will be finishing off Tequatl in good time. In fact, one of the fastest I've ever seen. Used to be we'd finish them off at like 11 or 12 past the hour. I think they're going to be dead before 11 past the hour.
I feel strong.
You're finished. Charge.
Yeah, they'll be dead before 11 past the hour. Very, very fast. Considering that the couple that the interstitial phases are time-based, not damage-based. You can't speed your way through those. We have finished off Tequatl.
The water is still. The land is ours.
Victory comes with a cost.
So many dead.
We shall sing their songs to our spawn.
Oh, well, that'll certainly make them feel better. You're going to sing their songs.
All Hylic. Spread the word. All tribes are welcome here.
And that's a weekly for 10 champion rank enemies. Made good progress on all of these. Level 69 rewards. I believe you're supposed to say nice. I think that is the internet approved response. Brought those down there as I bought those, expecting I would need them, but I'd forgotten that there would be people who would be putting all that stuff on the ground for us. These are exactly the same thing as I'm presently wearing. That's disappointing. Let's see, we've got a torch for 585. That's more. Can't wear. We got rid of one of those. Daggers, huh? Daggers. We only have one, I think, currently. So yeah, that'll keep. That we've got to sell. I don't know if we can sell that or not. Okay, pardon. Give me a sec here as I'm attempting to get my stuff together.
Power flow at 30%. Rerouting.
We have 4 chests. Blue, green, yellow, and gold, or orange.
That looks valuable.
So some number of these are going to be improvements. The big one is the last one on Accounta. We get lucky. You can get an ascended weapon out of that. It doesn't happen very often. It happened to me like twice in all the time I've done these events. However, a friend of mine got it 2 days in a row. Vorp.
That looks valuable.
No. Maybe you have to be level 80 to get the ascended. I don't know. Anyway, we have a pistol. Which is better. We can't use that. We can't use that. We can use that, but it's 64, 56, 96. Not as good. Can't use that. deconstruct all of those while we then
I
continue
was
to go through
manufactured to the highest standards.
all of our ill-gotten gains. They're not actually ill-gotten. I kind of earned them, you know. That is an improvement. That is an improvement. Plus, we now have 2 new items of attire. 569 focus is better. Sure, the ring is better. Yeah, just a little bit better. Oh, ArenaNet. Some games know which item to replace. By default, they go to the obvious, less good one. 688, a significant improvement. Not as good as the spear I'm wielding for land combat, but better than the one I'm wielding for water combat. 558, think that's lower. It is. I think the 602 is lower. No, 602 is actually higher. We will once again, lots of loot out of this one.
Threshold achieved.
At least if you run this sort of in the general vicinity of on level. If you run it at cap, not so much.
We have completed the task at hand.
This one we just, no, that we can sell that. Down here, maces we can't use. Can't use that. 568 Warhorn. Better. And another mace. Right. Almost done going through all of our well-earned gains. Not at all ill-gotten. I suppose it sells for any amount. Sure. That can go. That is a keeper. That's just a regular sword, right? Oh, that's a dagger. All right, well, that's why we were keeping that one. Those two can both sell. Hold on to that for now. We still need to finish this heart. Because sadly, destroying a world-threatening dragon threat, scary, doesn't matter for this heart. It's just a dumb, really dumb heart.
Do you require my assistance?
Until next time.
Every map has bad hearts.
Have you the latest results?
A bad heart is a heart that's not fun, it's frustrating, it's slow, and it just needs a tuning.
And the stealth golem submersible.
Seriously, it just needs tuning. Just tune up, increase the amount of progress we get for when we kill one of these guys with the gun. And it doesn't help when the gun fires into the ground for no discernible reason. I love this game, but man, it does have some edges that after all these years just...
Rise, my brothers! Damn your eyes!
Why am I not getting the heart showing the amount of... There we go. Some days it's just every little thing, you know?
I feel strong.
This one, kill.
There we go. Defeating the Risen. Nope, that's still not the heart
I
complete.
swear to you.
That was defeating the
if you and
Risen
your
was good for
fellow
half a
warriors
level.
hold this ground with us,
Sure, we'll go to another map. Oh, I'll have to resummon all my critters. That's unfortunate. You get an XP bonus for like 10 minutes for that.
Grenth, your
And
power
I've got to
flows
get the
through me.
goddamn weapon again. They do so much right, but some of the stuff. I understand they want to
How are
mix
your
things
endeavors
up,
progressing?
you know? Give players something different to do from the same old, same old. That's good. That's awesome. They are to be commended for that. Sadly, so many of the things they give us to do, where they're trying to mix things up, are just painful. Current axe is a 778. 714 is not as big. I can
Power
math.
flow at 30%. Rerouting.
All right, where are we? Where do we go from here? Let's head east. That's west. I meant west. You know, my entire life, I'd never had a problem keeping west and east straight on a map. Left and right. Simple. The brain is making that particular function a little more difficult than it used to be. Not your fault, probably. Probably not your fault. I don't want to say definitely. All right, we completed a Renown Heart. That's a daily complete. We get more points? We did get more points. Curses. No, we don't want to put them into curses. Yes, we do want to put them into curses. Everything else is done until we get to the elite specializations at the end game. That's the daily gathering goodies. Free stuff. Oh, that was poor. That's better. We have a Vista. And a POI. And that's the POI. And we have discovered points of interest 4 completed.
Thieves! Hide!
And level 71, we do get to add another spec line. Kill crate, save kidnap quaggons. Water combat. Any water combat quest is bad. Just some are deeply bad. Water combat in Guild Wars 2 is by far the best implementation of water combat in any MMO, and it's not even close. It's just still not very good. But it is way better. Look, I have killed 2 crate and grabbed some eggs, and look. Essentially 0 progress on the heart. This is what I'm talking about when they need to refactor the amount of progress you get for doing the heart activities that are required of you. That a lot of the heart activities need to be completely refactored.
That's how it's done.
Used combo skills. A couple of things we got done there. We got level 70 and a half. Just boing like that. Leveling up 4 completed. So a whole bunch of things just triggered at once. And that's what's great about the adventure guide. As a new player, leveling up, follow the adventure guide. If you don't know what the adventure guide is telling you to do, check it out. Find out. If it's something like combos, find out how combos work in the game. Dodging. I think I get credit for killing the anemones. No, I don't.
Eat
one of the reasons whenever there are the discussions about the best starting area in the game, the people who say that the Sylvari area is the best are demonstrably wrong, because it has 3 or more water hearts in it, which are, they're just
Strong.
slow and grossly unfun. A lot of people are going, ooh, this is going to be, the new expansion is going to be the water expansion. God, I hope. As I said, best water combat in an MMO anywhere, and still not good. And there's another player. Oh, also, I forgot to turn back on other players so that I can see them from afar. I'm about 40% done. It only feels like I've been here an hour. Every map has a few hearts that suck. And almost all of the water maps are amongst the ones that really suck. Weird that we can kind of hear the crate undistorted while they're underwater. I mean, certainly they are water creatures. They probably communicate underwater frequently. But we can hear them? That just seems odd. Most of the non-human races that we run into and fight have some redeeming features. We run into some part of their civilization that end up being friends or neutral to, right? Not the crate. The crate are just always the bad guys. I don't know. I probably can turn in the quaggan eggs. Maybe I have enough that I don't have to kill anymore. All right, Limula. Seriously, that's their name. Don't blame me. Not my fault. Art complete. I had forgotten. This gives us 3 changes of attire. 771. Slightly better. Throw that away. Yeah. Notify me about the dungeons once they're single player. If WoW can do it, you guys can do it. Dyes. We have gotten 3 new pieces of attire, so that gives us 3 dye choices. No. Nope. Boring, but sure. Blue shade, rose gold, shadow turquoise, and then for the tattoos, underworld. I wouldn't inherently think underworld was a fairly bright green, but I would, I guess, be wrong. Can we get off the Adventure Guide Volume 2 and at least get on to Adventure Guide Volume 4? I don't think we can. Try. Yeah. All right, what else we got? Let's see. Renown Hearts. We'll get that eventually. Events. We should get that. And waypoints. We should get those vistas as well. All of those should be completed by just running around in this map doing stuff. Which is why I decided I was going to do this map next. Waypoint. And heart. Again, another one of those ones where we have to get... What do we get from him? A bomb. Right, so we clear out these things, and then we get the bomb.
I feel strong.
Where'd he go? Where did the NPC go who gives out the... There he is. I need to blow up some stuff. Yeah, got it. Give me the bomb. Oh, there it is. Right, it's not like I had the bomb and dropped the bomb and then there was nothing there. Oh wait, it's exactly like that. God, these sort of... I want to emphasize again that it is good that they give us different kinds of stuff to do. That's not good. Anytime now. It's not working. One of the Moa birds. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't remember the Moa birds being involved. My God.
There's darkness afoot.
Kill Risen, salvage loot from the beach, the Argent Warrior, rack, and blow up boulders. Oh, the boulders. The explosives are for the boulders, of course. Who wouldn't know that? Mind you, I don't see any freaking boulders anywhere. ArenaNet. Yay, I got treasure.
Everyone has a secret.
There's some treasure. Oh, look at how much 2 treasures got me. Almost nothing at all. I swear to God. Parts like this are just fucking terrible. They are...
You'll be visiting old Grint soon.
Unforgivably bad.
Until next time.
I'm supposed to have... There's supposed to be Moas somewhere. Who the fuck's got the Moas? Oh, now I have a Moa. Now I am a Moa. Never mind. A forceful peck. I got your forceful peck right here. Might not believe it, given the amount of complaining I do, but I do love the game. But God, the rough edges are an awful big ask sometimes. And of course, because I was transmuted, I no longer have my pets.
I feel strong.
Mm-hmm. I'm a bird again. But I do not seem to have any more chests. And I haven't seen a single boulder other than one I saw someone blow up.
Know what cannot be known.
Perhaps if you got more
I need to blow up some boulders. If we can find any. Oh, that's interesting. They don't actually show up as a clickable. Gonna blow up now? And nothing happened.
May Gren shield you. Know what cannot be known.
Well, that's a boulder. I dropped a bomb on it. It's going to blow up in a second. And absolutely nothing happened. It didn't blow up. I didn't get any heart credit. Why? I have no idea.
Fight what cannot be fought.
It ain't a parrot. It's a moa.
Risen. Salvage loot from the beach. Where the hell are the Risen? Back into the goddamn water again? No, doesn't look like it. Never ceases to amaze me how when ArenaNet is bad, they are so fucking terrible. I know they don't want to go back and fix stuff. But some of this stuff is completely and easily fixable. The refactoring for progress, for example. Hey, that one may have actually worked. Oh, and now we get a worm, because why wouldn't we get a worm? As I said, there are just some hearts that are terrible.
Everyone has a secret.
That the game would be better if they deleted. This would be one of those. So evidently that thing I was trying to blow up, not actually a boulder. Is this actually a boulder? It looks like it is because it highlighted.
I'm so good. Arise, my creation.
Yeah, that was a case where other people were blowing up the boulders, so I couldn't see them. Because some hearts are designed with a shared objective, where if one person gets it, the other people don't. Which is contrary to the design of the whole frickin' game. Level 71. And 71 opens up. Third. Soul Reaping, Blood Magic. Oh, we'll just go with Blood Magic. Let's see. Summon a Well of Blood when reviving an ally. Dagger skills. Inflict bleeding. Alright. Vampiric. Heal allies in an area when you exit Shroud. Warhorn skills.
Fight what cannot
I
be
didn't
fought.
grab the last one because I'm a goober. Gaining health grants a proportionate amount of barrier. Sure. Whatever. Rich platinum vein. I don't know where that boar came from. Find the Cryptus. Oh, a Cryptus Rift. Somebody here will be activating a Cryptus Rift. Presumably. It'll be me. Theoretically, this should be level appropriate.
Demons, look out!
Demons, look out!
I feel strong.
I wonder if this counts for an event.
Refreshing.
I have no idea. And by for an event, I mean as far as the map goes. This is part of Secrets of the Obscure, where if you have done it, you can activate these rifts. You can stop with the ground corruption, thank you. And when you finish enough of them, it'll summon a boss. Not like a boss, but a, you know, a bigger critter. Looks like that was a successful. Now we open the rift, bring in the boss. And here he comes. Elite Avatar of Gluttony, my spirit animal.
Refreshing. I feel strong.
We have another minion mancer here. Seal the rift. And
I feel strong.
Almost there, nearly done, and
That's how it's done.
piece of unidentified gear, but it's level 80, and I am not. Almost level 72, though. We have a Vista, which will get us to 72. Ding, 72. We are 19% done. We get all of these as a reward for this one. And then a couple more levels, they give us a choice of the others. Why not give us both? Don't understand. Never have. Big improvement. Big improvement and improvement.
Target destroyed.
New dies. Nope. Nope. Yeah, okay. Turquoise, blue shade, enameled sacrifice. The enameled dies. Denim. Denim, because I'm just a regular working guy kind of necromancer. You know, nothing fancy with this necromancer. No, just a regular work a day, raise him from the dead kind of guy. $72.50. Grab the POI over here and work on the event here, which theoretically ought to give us progress, but doesn't seem to be.
This one, kill.
Strong.
Jungle Spooter. Doesn't look like actually killing the undead here is getting me any progress. There's the heart. No, this is the one with the mounds. Oh my god. So many of these events are such crap. Oh, the hearts, I mean, they're just terrible. I should get sufficient.
There's one to remember me by.
Contribution to get a gold from just what I've done. And we'll get back to work over here. On this, use Hylic weapons to collapse the termite mounds, because you couldn't do them any other way. Oh no. Whoever was in charge of the hearts for this, I hope they've left the company. Because if you're going to mix things up, you gotta make it fun and fast. Not frustrating. These are terribly frustrating. I know, I'm harping on it.
Too strong.
Speaking of harp, tomorrow we get the Troubadour. I know that was a stretch. We get the videos about the first 3 specs. Or I guess that a stream about it. Let's see.
Don't let the undead near our cargo. If they jar it, it'll blow and kill us all. Strong.
Alright, what am I supposed to be doing? Where do I find the larvae? God. Let's say so. And of course we need these spiders to make things even more difficult, but we don't give you any progress for those. They're just there to annoy you even more. I had forgotten how absolutely awful this map's events are. They are just terrible. Kill the termites. We grab the termite meat. We throw it on the fire. Oh my god, you can't even run up the goddamn rocks. Larva meat. It's like they designed these ones just really be frustrating to play. So you've got to get in the gun and shoot poison at the larva. Mounds until the mounds are destroyed. With a 4-second cooldown on the shots. Get the larva, pull on it, kill it, pick up the meat.
I feel strong.
Throw the meat on the fire, and you better hit or you don't get credit. It's like, what are they thinking with this crap? Oh, and we're going to make the ground all broken up so you can't, just wander around in it either. You've got to find the right place to go up the rocks instead of, having it flat. There's the pole. It's just idiotic. For anyone who rightfully says, well, questing is different in Guild Wars 2, and I think it's better. I would agree. That hearts are better than your average kill 10 mobs quest. In general. But the bad ones are really bad. Oh, look, another bot. Twitch, do your goddamn job. This ain't hard. You know the name of the company. Just censor the goddamn name of the company, you idiots. Problem solved. Wow. Imagine that. Oh, somebody else is controlling that one. Perfect. How am I supposed to shoot the ones that are all the way out here? I have no idea. A weapon could expose it. Yeah, I'm supposed to fire the nearest weapon is all the way over there, and there was a player at it. Just unreal how terrible the design is on these. And for terrible ones like this, they couldn't be fixed, but they could be made less interminable by just refactoring the number that is assigned to every step you have to do along the way. So instead of, say, 4% for throwing the meat on the fire, instead it gave you 6 or 8. Just make things suck less. Really not that hard. Please be done. Thank you. God, what? Okay, I've been at this for almost an hour now. After defeating Tequatl, I am 26% done in the map, I think it said. Yeah, 26%. Yesterday, I managed to get the map completed in about, if it hadn't been for the last, another one of these interminable, inexcusably awful hearts, I would have finished 100% in under 100 minutes. So it was just a little bit over that. I'm going about 1/4 the speed I was yesterday on map completion. Why? Because these hearts are terrible. I missed one somewhere to the south. There. And literally, refactoring these would... An intern could do it in a couple of hours. That's not an exaggeration. There's a list somewhere of percentage progression for every single activity for each part. And they could be refactored in a minute each. By simply literally increasing the number. 73. You know, people say things, well, it's not that difficult or it's not that easy in real life. Actually, in this case, it is. Because there's a list in the code somewhere that consists of nothing but a list of integers. That is the percentages that need to add up to 100 for you to complete a heart. And it is probably literally a list like 3, 5, 5, 6 for the 4 different activities you can do. 3%, 5%, 5%, and 6%. As in the different amounts that list give you. And all you would have to do is refactor it. And add 2 to those numbers. And all of a sudden, one of these hearts that takes you 15 minutes takes 5. Oh, nothing came out of that one. Now I feel embarrassed. I mean, most of the time when people say, yeah, it's not as simple as that. Most of the time when people say that stuff, they're right. In this case, no. It really is that simple. I mean, unless that they're absolutely the worst coders in the world, which is, well, it's possible. I just don't think it's likely.
Strong.
I think this one's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's obvious what you're supposed to do. The things you're doing are giving you decent progression. This one doesn't need to be fixed. This one's fine. Missed a POI over there. That one's on me. They shot me. They got me. If you hear a barking in the background, that is one of the neighbor's doggies. I live in a condo complex. We have a shared courtyard for about 20 units. Condos and townhouses. And we're missing something over there. We'll go into the cave. There is... Where did the spooter go? There is a hero point here. And I do not begrudge the dogs or the kids in the courtyard.
I feel
Because if I was a kid living here, I'd be doing the same thing. Oh, well, two exceptions. Little boys like to yell in enclosed spaces. I was a little boy, can confirm. Little girls like to shriek in enclosed spaces. And there's at least one kid here who they don't yell. They just make non-stop. They take it. They're not crying. They're literally just. The other kids, is it annoying sometimes? Sure, but I was a kid back in the mid-17th century. I can relate, and I missed another heart somewhere. Where the hell did I do that? Go away, spooters. Seriously, where did I miss a heart? In the water somewhere? Probably. Yeah, that must be it. Oh my god, water hearts. They are bad. That is the Megalodon, I think. This is probably the heart I'm missing. Yeah, that's the champion risen Megalodon, and one player tried to do it, and he did. He got like 6 or 7% out of the Megalodon, but I'm not going to be involved in that. Oh, there are two of them. Still, it's a water battle. To hell with that. No. I have no interest in any water activity of any kind in the game. As I said, best water combat doesn't make it good. I'm going to throw this undead arm at this undead corpse after it rises from the grave again.
Strong.
And there's another heart to the south I missed as well. I burn the corpse, and it rises from the dead. You'd think that we're burning to keep them from rising from the dead, but it seems like we're just motivating them to wake up. I'm not sure that's the right approach.
I feel strong.
I think we need to work on our decision-making processes. This is the big one. We are still in the heart space, so as long as we're in the heart space, we'll... See, this one's fine. Pretty quick. Kill the corpse flies, destroy the corpses, and set them on fire, and then kill them when they get up for a walk. Get up for walkies. Walkies! I'm pretty good. If I can hit a fly with my thrown spear at about, I don't know, 30 meters, 20 meters, it's pretty impressive. And it's burning, and one more thing you ought to do. If we can find one more thingy to do, there's another undead corpse. Oh, undead arm, but no, I don't think we get it for the undead arm, but the corpse fly should be enough. And indeed, heart complete. 37%. Put that away. New pants, not as good.
Look out! Undead are assaulting our homeland!
I feel strong.
Figures. It figures.
This is the only proper course.
A new hat? Not as good as our current hat. Not interested in the event. I don't think I need more events. That would have been ideal when the heart was up, but the heart is now filled. However, this event I will work on.
Strong.
What is it I need to do here? Veteran Risen Crate Damos. I got rid of one of the vets. Where'd the other vet go? Where's the other veteran? Don't see him anywhere. There he is. See, now this one's perfect. We're working on the heart at the same time that we're beating up the event. That's double dipping.
Nice. Very nice.
That's efficiency.
The gods smile on me.
Yeah.
I'm alive. That is all that matters.
Another level.
The beach is ours again.
Level 74. More hero points. We done? Blood magic. Finished. Curses. Just 2 more things and we'll have finished all of the core game elements. A suspicious tree. Well, yes, this tree definitely really quite suspicious. Appears to be hiding in the tree's canopy. Well, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about that. Oh. We'll just fix the traps up. That will finish out this heart. Yeah, the progress for tonight compared to last night is light and day. Light and day? Night and day, because this is such a crappy map as far as heart design goes. It's just dreadful.
Fine.
You have a heart. I know it's underwater. Can't remember if we get there from this part of the water or a different part of the water.
Welcome to my world.
Where is it? My brain is telling me that there's like a pool of water or something up here that we can jump into. We'll find out if that's right. I think it is. It is. Hey, the old brain. Sometimes it still works a little. I mean, not a lot, obviously. Ancient shark pistrix. That just sounds dirty. Good evening. Gosh, I hope you didn't arrive just in time for me to say pistrix. I have no idea what a pistrix is, actually, and that's unusual for me. I'm really good at weird-ass words. POI. Get out of dodge. We still have another heart down here somewhere we didn't get. Champion Risen Juggernaut. You know, unless there's a bunch of people fighting him, spoiler, there's not, I won't be fighting him either. Because he's got chunks of guys tougher than me in his stool. at? 66 when we started, I think. So 8 levels. No, no. I can, believe me, I can get the elite spec done in an hour and a half to 2 hours solo. But I'm going to wait for the new elite spec for this character. Thank you, though. I know which hearts I can do pronto.
Time to bust some
Let's see, I believe the number is currently 34 capped characters on this account and 9 more on another account. Yeah, I've done it a time or two. Oh, I appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. No, that's one of the great things about this freaking game is the community is very, very welcoming, sometimes even too much for new players. Because for so many years, Guild Wars 2 was kind of the red-headed stepchild of MMOs, and that people were always saying, that game's still alive? For years. And it wasn't until the great WoW disillusionment, where a lot of WoW streamers started playing other games, that people realized, Guild Wars 2 was still going, still viable, still a good game. And because for so many years, we always felt like nobody wanted to play our game, we've always been kind of overly welcoming. You're a new player? If you've got any questions, feel free to ask. But for, so long, literally, anytime the game was mentioned, say, on Reddit, in the main, subreddit for MMOs, there would be a couple people going, that game's still alive? And they weren't trying to be dicks or anything. 600 hours. Building your first legendary, I was way past 600 before I got up the gumption to build my first one. I was probably at 500 or 600 hours until Wooden Potatoes. Don't know if you're familiar with him. He did a series of videos, one for each class, with a spec and build out that was designed for open world and storyline play. And that changed my approach to the game. I now have over 5,000 hours in the game. And I would say probably 4,000 of that, 3,500 of that, is because of that series of videos teaching me not just how to play the game a lot better, but how to understand the game a lot better. Selly is definitely the best way for learning, I think. You won't be anywhere near maximum damage or anything, but the survivability makes a significant difference. Going Weaver, on the other hand, you have got enormous patience. My initial character, my initial main was an elementalist because I enjoyed Dagger Ellie so much in the beta. But what I found is after a few months of playing, I realized that I was playing downstate spec in elementalist and never dying on my Guardian. And since then, Guardian's been my main. Built Revenant as Berserker. Yep, power DPS is the straightforward way to go for a lot of classes, and that's good. A new player doesn't have to worry about, the spec as much if you're doing a straight power Berserker build. You can get for like 6 or 8 gold, you can get orange gear that is 95% of the best stats in the game. Definitely a power build, especially if you're playing in groups or open world. A straightforward power build on almost any of the decent power builds is going to be the right way to go. But Celestial is good too. You'll just kill things a little slower and you'll be a lot more survivable. So for anyone who else is new, Celestial gear is if you do a one of the level up straight to 80s they get Celestial Gear. Celestial Gear is all stats, and so it makes you more survivable, but you'll be doing less damage than a DPS-focused build. Haven't figured it out earlier, so built full Ascended Celestial on your Weaver, still feel blocked on him to do instances. You should be fine. Especially if you're going to do, say, fractals at the lower tiers, the first couple of tiers, you should be fine. As a group of 5 competent players should be able to overwhelm anything. Oh, here comes the bad guy. Oh, there he is.
Refreshing. Armor done.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Whoop, do not stand in the poop. Standing in the poop is contraindicated. This is one of the more annoying rift mobs. Where'd he go? Stop hiding in the rock, you coward! In World v World, dealing almost most damage per sec. Yeah. I have played some World v World, enough that I've made 2 legendary weapons. But I've also made all 6 of the runes. I've made 2 sigils. And that means I also have the relic. And I've made 2 pieces of legendary light armor. So a grand total of about a dozen legendaries of various types and flavors and everything. Because I play so many alts, that's one of the reasons I went with runes and sigils first. That way, all of my characters can use them. Yeah. Over the years, yes. If I had to pick one game to play for the rest of my life, this would be it. It's not perfect. If you're around a little earlier, I was whining about some stuff. I'll be glad to repeat my whines. Not interested? Can't blame you. I describe myself as having a love-hate-love relationship with the game. I love Guild Wars 2. The things that are in it that I hate, they drive me insane. But despite that, I still love Guild Wars 2. I don't think there's any other game I've ever complained about more that I keep playing. Because it's a great game. Even when it annoys me. Can't use that.
Now I shall break you.
Can't use that.
The dead with no names that bother me most.
Can't use that.
Somewhere will remember them as they were before.
I need new harvesting stuff, evidently. Yeah, I've played a bunch of Warframe.
I wish they wouldn't call us that.
What? Mulch makers?
I have this series of
Until next time.
videos I've done over the years that I called my free to playthroughs, where I'll take a game I've played a lot and I will create an alt account and
I know your face from my dreams.
play it as if I were a new player to see what the new player experience is like. And I did that with Warframe a while ago. The game's still solid. The core gameplay loop on that game is just absolutely solid as a But I gotta say, the rest of the stuff they've added onto it, a lot of it just did nothing.
Let the camp fall to the risen.
The Deviri paradox, was at that time, they listed that as being their new onboarding. It's the worst onboarding I've ever seen for a game, because it has nothing to do with the rest of the game. I couldn't believe it. It was so terrible. But the core gameplay loop, with the Warframes, doing the Warframe stuff, that's still absolutely rock fucking solid. It's a terrific, fun game. 10 to 25 minions to occupy the gorge. Oh, I guess I'm still killing those guys here. Played it for the first time in 2014. I couldn't even tell you. I played it a lot that first time. The second time I played it some, including on my old account again, after finishing off my series of free-to-play through. I did a free-to-play through on this game. I've done like a dozen of them. Where I want to take a game I'm familiar with and then, just try the new player experience and see what's good and what's bad.
There's one to remember me. I am death.
I am death. Am I supposed to kill all of these? I think I am. Well, we're double dipping here. We're getting heart progress and event progress. So as long as that's still going, we're ahead of the game. Well, yeah. The thing is I actually think the original, at least the original one I played, which has got to be at least 10 years ago, that experience is better than the Duviri Paradox, which they list as the new new player experience.
Strong.
You're not actually playing with a warframe for a good part of that. It just blew my mind. It wasn't, it wasn't a terrible game playing experience. It just wasn't a warframe game playing experience. So a new player playing through the Duviri Paradox would get to the game proper and want to know what the hell was going on because it's not the same game. Yeah, sometimes, Senegal. Some of the games are absolutely great new player experience. I'll say, for instance, Guild Wars 2, the new player experience is much better than it used to be because of the adventure guide. That's not necessarily, a huge pat on the back saying that it's better than the adventure guide. The adventure guide is better than the game used to be for a new player, but it is true. They wanted to make it better. It is significantly better with that. I have just got a new item of attire. New item of attire means new random dies. Here we go. More pastels. We have taro, as in the taro root, silver, summer grass, and green shade. All right. You had a decent new player time in Guild Wars 2. It's a bit over the top. Seemed decent. They have made a lot of improvements. It's still not, I wouldn't say it's, I don't think I'm in a good enough position to say whether it's good or not. It's way better than it used to be. That is for sure.
An unfamiliar place.
It can be a tough one, Guild Wars 2, though, because the gameplay is so much different from most of the other MMOs. The skills being either attached to the weapons on a per class basis or per profession basis, and also that the utility skills and the healing skills and the elite skills rely on the spec choices you make. The mechanics are significantly different. If you're a WoW player and you want to play Star Wars The Old Republic, Lord of the Rings Online, Final Fantasy 14, no problem. Go ahead, just play. Sit down and play and you'll be fine. You'll figure out the differences pretty quickly and it'll be great. That doesn't work with this game. The differences mechanically are significant. And so for a lot of people, it can have a very big... No, Latra's not bad at all. But if you've played WoW, or any of those others, Latros, Star Wars The Old Republic, Final Fantasy XIV, changing from WoW to Latro is easy. WoW to Final Fantasy XIV, easy. Star Wars The Old Republic, same thing. WoW to Guild Wars 2, that's quite a different gameplay experience. You need premium to play it effortlessly. For me, when I did my my free-to-play through on Lord of the Rings Online, what I found is Lord of the Rings Online as a free-to-play experience is fine up until about level 35 or so, when you have quests that require you to go back and forth a lot. And those... I'm going to have to close the window. One of the neighbor kids is slamming metal things on the ground. But games like WoW and Latro, Star Wars The Old Republic, Final Fantasy XIV, they all have very, very similar gameplay experiences. Hotbars, the buttons, leveling, all that stuff. But the basic gameplay components of this game are significantly different in a lot of ways. So for some people, it can be a bit of a shock. If you're used to playing the more traditional MMO, going back to EverQuest and WoW and those, the systems here are different enough that it is very disorienting for some new players. For some, it's not. I remember my experience in the beta. I got into the beta. It was one of those, if you buy the game, you get into the beta. Back when that sort of thing didn't used to be a scam. And I got into the beta and I'm playing, and after about 2 hours, I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't get this. I may have made a mistake by buying this game. I'm not sure I'm going to like it at all. But it finally started to click. And it finally, I see how that works. Okay. And once I understood the way things worked and could handle the fact that a lot of it was really different, well, obviously I've played rather a lot since.
This battle is over.
I'll return this, evidently, probably back to the heart dude. Quinita. There. Have some supplies. They're delicious. Tibia was your first? My first was Ultima Online, not too long after it came out, and I didn't like it. If I had been griefed or ganked or anything like that, I would remember that negatively. I have no particular negative memory of Ultima Online. I just didn't like it. The second one I tried was the first one I liked. That was Anarchy Online. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 months after launch. But the first one that really, really got me was Star Wars Galaxies. That one was the first one that really, honest to God, sunk its hooks into me. Yeah, player versus player has never been my thing. I understand why people like the tactical and strategic challenges that only another player can provide. I understand that. But too many of the players aren't interested in tactical and strategic gameplay. They're not interested in player versus player. What they're really interested in is player versus victim. And that's not a gameplay I'm interested in. World v. World is a different thing, I think. Technically, it is PvP, obviously. But the mechanics and the methods by which players play it are so very different from, you know, 5 versus 5 or any sort of more standard kind of open world gank fest.
I feel strong.
Ah, a Galaxies fan. Have you played any of the emulators that are out there? Ooh, I do not want to mess with the champion. So I'm going to pick up the supplies and run away like a great big chicken. Ah. Sorry, Lens doesn't like to solo champions because most of the times the champions end up killing, eating, digesting, and pooping him out. Oh! Take your period of Star Wars Galaxies. Pre-CU, CU, NGE, there's at least one server of each out there. There are emulators galore. Now, sadly, I have to report that a good chunk of the Star Wars Galaxies server player bases are pretty toxic, with players hating on other servers other than the one they're playing. You could run it single player. There is code out there. There are 2 basic code bases for the game that are available. There is the emulator, which these were guys who, starting when the game was still live, what they did was they did packet capture while playing the game to understand what the servers were doing and then emulating that. And that code is available. Just look up SWG EMU and you can run it on your own machine. But that's a lot of work. The other is that the champion again? I think it is. It is. I'm not interested in the champion. The NGE, the very last version of Star Wars Galaxies that was run before they shut the thing down, the code got leaked. So if you played the NGE version of Star Wars Galaxies and that's what you wanted to play, that's available. So if that's the one you want, but you don't want to play it yourself, or you mean you don't want to run a server yourself, which is a lot of work, frankly. The server you want to look up is Star Wars Galaxies Legends. That's the biggest, most populated of the Star Wars Galaxies servers. It's running the last version of the NGE code, and they have added more stuff to the game. If you're a fan of the earlier version, what's referred to as the pre-CU, the emulated code for that, they are about to, they have finished the code development on and are about to roll out. That better? Not better. They're about to roll out a new version of it in the next couple of months. Like running Minecraft server isn't that much, but you already Googled and thank you. Yeah. So a lot of it depends on which era of Star Wars Galaxy you want to play. If you wanted to play the later version, which played more along the lines of something like Latro or WoW, then you want Legends. If you want the CU version, there's only one really decent version of the CU right now, which would take me a while to explain how it's working, but it is. My CU loving friends love that server. That is Restoration 3. And then there's Finalizer, which is the last version of the Star Wars Galaxies emulator project. They've finished development on that. They're going to be rolling out their own server in the next couple of months, and I would wait for that. So again, sort of depends on which of the 3 flavors. If you need the code, go to the subreddit for it. Reddit/r/SWGEMU, Star Wars Galaxies Emulator, SWGEMU. And on the right-hand side bar, they have the ISO images of Star Wars Galaxies. And that's all you need all of the other servers out there, and there are a couple of dozen, will have their own patching for the original version of the game. I currently have 5 different clients, or if you prefer clients, for 5 different Star Wars Galaxy servers on my computer right now. It's a corrupted shroom. What else am I doing here? Train Sylvari, remove corrupted mushrooms, defeat hostile enemies. Okay. You're welcome. As I said, though, do keep in mind, there's a lot, the Galaxy's community has a lot of people who are quite toxic in it and don't like people who don't like the version that they like. So if you want to play the NGE, you can run into some of the old timers who will give you crap for it. If you want to play the old version, you'll run into NGE players who will give you crap for it. It takes about 5 minutes of this topic. You start getting the urge to try the game out. It's understandable. The later version of the game, they made okay, I'll try and give you a quick lesson how the game went. It released. It was popular. It was successful. They were making good money. It had some significant game balance issues. So they did a major overhaul on it, which was called the Combat Update, I think. Not upgrade. The CU. And that got mixed results. Some people liked it a lot. Some people hated it. And then some brainiac at Lucas, I believe, was the driving force, not Sony Online Entertainment. Basically, WoW came out and was this enormous hit. And their response was, we're Star Wars. Why are these guys making so much money and we're not making that much money? Let's make our game like theirs. So that's what they tried to do. They tried to make a game that was not at all like WoW. Like WoW. And they did it essentially without telling the community. They alienated the entire community playing the game. Now, eventually they ended up with a loyal audience, but there weren't a lot of people who had been loyal the whole time. A lot of people were incredibly bitter about the changes they made. With good cause.
Strong.
It is still generally considered to be the biggest betrayal of a game-playing community in MMOs ever. I'll give you an example. I think it was a week before they rolled out the new version, the NGE, the new game experience, I think it is. New game enhancement, one of the two. I can never remember. They had a new expansion called the Trials of Obi-Wan. And one of the items you got for buying the Trials of Obi-Wan was a ring that could be used by creature handlers. Now, the original version of Star Wars Galaxies, you could be all kinds of things. You could be a bounty hunter and a creature handler, and you could have a little bit of polearm training, and so on and so forth. It was sort of a mix and match system. They changed from that into a strict class-based system. And so if you bought the expansion and you're a creature handler and you got this cool new ring that can only be used by creature handlers, which was a lot of players, and a week later, creature handling was removed from the game. And instead of 35, I think, skill sets that you could mix and match however you wanted, they changed it to be completely class-based. It was not received well. There was an article in the New York Times about how they had alienated their entire player base in one day. Essentially, if you played it the day before, they completely changed the game and they ruined the game you were playing. In the long term, a lot of people liked that version, but they may never have played the original version. Well, I mean, Guild Wars 2 is certainly, it's a much more different experience. Star Wars Galaxies had a lot of grind built into it. And it had everything important in the game was made by another character. It didn't really have loot. You'd get junk loot that you could sell for a tiny amount of money. But basically anything anyone wore, ate, used, killed stuff with, any of that, had to be made by another player. That's a very different game experience. A true, genuine sandbox gaming experience. Very different from any of the standard MMOs. So I don't think it's fair to describe Star Wars Galaxies as anything comparable to a more traditional MMO like this one. The later version of Star Wars Galaxies played a lot more like WoW. Intentionally. They made it a lot more like WoW. In fact, I believe it was Kathleen Kennedy, I could be wrong on the name, a VP at Lucas at the time. You love crafting ectos? What? Well, I disenchant stuff or salvage stuff for ectos. The VP at Lucas at the time said, you know, we want an experience where people fight, kill, loot, repeat. And one of the execs, I can't remember if it was the infamous John Smedley or not, said that the original version of Star Wars Galaxies, nobody wanted to play Uncle Lars, they wanted to play Luke. But the fact of the matter is, because you had this far more of a living world, pardon the phrase, people did want to play Lars.
Destroy.
It wasn't everybody wanted to play Luke. That wasn't what people were playing the game for. And the game was successful. It just wasn't as successful as WoW. You craft items specifically for that. For me, the thing I loved most about it, there was when they announced you were limited to one character per server in Star Wars Galaxies. But there was an exception to that. If you could open the Force-sensitive slot, you could create a second character on that server, and that character could become a Jedi. Now, the way they implemented that, we referred to as the holocron grind. What you had to do is you'd get a holocron, which was a drop they added to the game. You could get those as drops. And if you used it, it would tell you a class, I should say a profession, that you needed to master. And that meant grinding. You would grind out. So for instance, the first one I got was carbines, which is one of the 3 types of firearms, basic firearms the game had. It had pistols, rifles, and carbines. And so my first one was carbine. So I had to grind out a whole bunch of combat experience by killing stuff with a carbine. The second one I got was bioengineer. And I had no desire to play bioengineer. Zero desire to play that. It ended up being the most fun I've ever had in an MMO, period. I never would have played it if I hadn't gotten that. And so the advantage of something like the Holo Grind was you're going to have to do stuff maybe you don't want to. The advantage of it was maybe that'll be the most fun you've ever had in an MMO ever. And that was the case for me. Then the third one was, I think, Doctor, and that was easy to grind. And then the fourth one was Silent. And then I ended up grinding out, I don't know, 26 or 28 of the 35 specs that were available. And I burned out on the game. So the holo grind did two things. It killed the game for me at the time, but it also gave me the most fun I've ever had in any MMO with the bioengineer. And what the bioengineer did was two things. They could make components for other crafters. They could also make creatures. Yeah, the horizontal progression, that's one of the reasons why I have so many characters. I enjoy leveling up characters. I enjoy the horizontal progression. I can come back to any character at any time and continue playing. It's a very, very different experience than the classic vertical progression games where it's time for us to add another level, another 10 levels, another bunch of gear for you to grind out. Now, I want to be clear. Hello there. I enjoy that kind of gameplay too. I still end up getting, I think, every expansion for WoW. Most of them I get at or very close to launch because I do enjoy that old-fashioned leveling up, another 10 levels and getting a whole bunch of cool gear and playing some new game systems in a game like WoW. I still do enjoy that. But that is for a couple of months, and then I kill the subscription. And I come back to this game. Because I don't have to worry. I never fall behind. I don't have a fear of missing out much. Occasionally, when there's a new expansion, I would have it if I wasn't playing.
I feel strong.
But I think that's one of the enormous advantages this game has over most of the rest of the sort of standard MMOs. Is because of the horizontal progression.
Come here.
It doesn't suffer from anywhere near the same kind of FOMO.
An unfamiliar place.
Let's see, we are 120 minutes in and 75% done. Last night, in 100 minutes, I was almost 100% done with the map. This map is just so much slower and more painful.
How can that be? We haven't lost anyone there in weeks.
That's how long they've been screaming.
I have picked up, I think, 10 levels tonight, though, so. Damn dehydrated Tlamatini. Water gun. I think I can squirt him with it, and he'll be happy.
Thank you for helping.
Yep. Well, I have been following relatively closely, trying to do
Thank you for helping.
The adventure guide. If you follow the adventure guide, it's much faster leveling than it used to be. You can finish out a tier of the leveling guide and get 3-4 levels.
Thank you for helping.
Ord Sighelm or Ord Sighelm has followed. Thank you very much. You get my spiel. Yes. A fellow retired seasoned. I'm ancient, primordial. Anyway, I have a spiel. Here it comes. Let me shake it out. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and frequently complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Yes, crafting is also a great way to level up. I have not done any on this character. This has all just been following the... Well, what's my age on this character?
The undead drove us here.
17 hours and 17 minutes. What do I do? Take that back to the heart vendor? Heart dude, I'm guessing? Please, take the wood. You want the wood. There you go.
Here they come.
Oh, well, this will finish it up.
They're awful. Nitlaqua Hylek.
Yeah, I have been playing computer games since about 1979 or 1980. I bought my first computer, and I bought it exclusively to play games on. I've been doing this a long time. I think your first character took something like 4 months. Oh, it was... Well, for me, I have no idea how long it was. It was a while, because by the end of the first weekend, I had 9 characters, one of each class. Yeah, I'm not well. I am, in point of fact, not well. 712. It is slightly better. In which case, this one gets moved to the underwater spear category. Bloop. And then
Power flow at
that
30%.
one gets deconstructed.
Rerouting.
Played Avalon Hill games back in the 70s. That was the gateway drug. Was the Avalon Hill games. My brother got Africa Corps when I was a kid. I asked for Christmas. I asked for Luftwaffe from Avalon Hill. And the first commercial games I bought for my Apple II Plus were Computer Bismarck from SSI, and Avalon Hill brought out a series of computer games on cassette that I bought very early on too. But yes, for me, the gateway drug was Avalon Hill games. And also later, okay, shameful admission. Here comes a shameful admission. Is everyone ready for the shame? Harpoon? I do remember Harpoon. Okay, ready yourself. Here comes the shame. None of this might have happened if it hadn't been for Playboy. Now I'll explain that statement. Like many young men of my era, reading Dad's Playboy was a thing. And in my case, I actually read them. Sometimes I read them very closely, but I also read them in addition to the pictorials. So one time I am reading Playboy, and I'm going to guess 11 or 12. And in the back, they had this little... You'd open it up, and there'd be these two panels facing each other. And it was sort of cool, nifty things for men. You know, a combination power drill and cigar trimmer. You know, weird stuff, cool stuff, things like that. And I'm reading through it, and they talk about this company in England called Minifigs. And they make miniature soldiers for playing miniature war games. And because I've been playing Avalon Hill stuff, that gets my attention. And then comes the magic. They also make a line, the article says, of Lord of the Rings figures. That's the first time I ever got a boner from Playboy that had nothing to do with naked women. Lord of the Rings figures? Eyes pop out. Pants pop out. So I send away. And I wait and wait and wait. And eventually the catalog comes, and I'm scouring through the catalog, and I order some of the miniature figures. Oh, that's right. I need fire for that, don't I? I order some of the miniature figures, and I'm reading through the catalog, and they also talk about there's a game in there called Chainmail.
Get them.
And Chainmail is a rule for medieval miniatures battles, and it includes a section for fantasy gaming. So I order that. It's from a game called Tactical Studies Rules. I get that. I'm playing that in the back of the Tactical Studies Rules. They talk about this game called Dungeons and Dragons.
Eternal vigilance.
I buy Dungeons and Dragons. That was 1975. Wonder how it was in America anytime. Never been there. Well, now's not the time to come, I would say. So that's how I got into Dungeons and Dragons. A rather long, involved tale, but I never would have had it. Never would have happened, literally, if it hadn't been for Playboy. It's the truth. Art complete. From Poland. Come from yep, Chicago does have a very large Polish, very large and proud Polish population. I myself am quite a fan of Polska Kielbasa, I have to admit. And we have finished out all of that stuff, and we have unlocked the 3 elite specializations. Not that we can choose any of them yet.
That makes me sad. So many dead. So many yet to die.
We had 88% done, something like that on the map. Privateer, yeah, Privateer was a terrific game back in the day. My understanding is that in Chicago, kielbasa is one of the primary food groups. It's like grains, dairy, kielbasa, and Slivovitz? Not positive I hit that right or not. I was aiming for a Polish alcohol. What do we have? Over here, I think we finished. Oh, look! Undead ships. So we got all that done. What do we got left? We've got 1 hero point, 2 POIs, and 2 waypoints. Oh, way down there. Okay. Well, we know where they are. I am a big... my current, when I am drinking, I drink vodka. However, I admit I do so. I'm a sinner. The vodka I drink is vanilla vodka, and it's in root beer. I'm not sure that that would be approved by the nations where vodka is a way of life. I have had a couple of Polish vodkas, though. Wish I could remember a name. I don't remember if there's a POI back here or not. don't remember. Yes, there is a POI back here. I remembered. I was correct. I was taking a stab at it and hoping I was right. I'm right. I think it's down here. It's not down here. It might be down here. There it is. I was right. There was one down here. Okay. That's all of the POIs. There's the exit. Yeah, I have had Belvedere. Also worked with a couple of Russians, and I've had a few of the higher tier, higher quality Russian vodkas as well. But for me, I'm got to admit, I use it as a with mixers. Got to be close. One or two more after this. We are 98% done with the map. What are we missing? We are missing a hero point. Where is it? Got to be in there. Must be in there. Where am I? I'm there. It's got to be over there. Sloopy writing. Playing World v World. The same. Hey, I'd have the same thing if I'm playing, and when I'm playing, I almost always have a stream on. So believe me, no apology needed. It's World v World Rush, too, isn't it right now? Well, now's definitely the time for doing it, then. Oh. I should be doing World v World Rush to get some more Gifts of Battle. Yeah, that's it. Got 3 Gifts of Battle. My God, I've had 2 the entire time I've been playing the game. On the other hand, I've mostly soloed for those. I haven't done much in the way of following the Zerg. A couple times with friends, and that was it. And that is, as far as I can tell, that's the right way to do it. Generally. All right, what am I missing? Summerstone Cave. Discovered. What cave? Wait. Okay, that's the cave discovered. There's something up here I haven't discovered. Now I'm just trying to find the last hero point so I can get it and finish out the map. I've earned that hero point. Up there, maybe? I'm dubious. I still have 2 Gifts of Exploration from the couple of times I've done World Comp. But just the 2. I did a Sword and Greatsword are my 2 legendary weapons. Oh, that's right, the ghosts. Last one. All right, I know where I am. Last one. Ghosts down here. Hi, pirate ghosts.
I feel
First World Comp yesterday. Congratulations. If you want to know masochism, I have a friend of mine who got World Comp not too long ago, and because he wanted to do it with a twist, he didn't use any mounts, and he didn't use any waypoints. He ran everywhere. He also refused to glide. I think he died like a dozen times, and 8 of them were from falling. Because he wouldn't press space to glide. He refused. It's possible he's not well in the head.
Did you bring my whiskey swab?
And he started doing it on a second character, too. I'm not sure how far he got on that one. this.
Maybe I'll think twice next time.
Ooh, should be the map completion.
Urge to kill rising.
Yeah, what on earth is exactly the correct response?
Not bad. After you're dead, come be a pirate with us. We'll fight off these risen pretenders together.
Real quick, back to Lion's Arch. Yay! Yeah, I will share with him your what on earth and what the fuck? Because you are entirely correct. Oh, and that was ding 77. Afflicted? Lich? Well, who doesn't like Lich? I mean, come on, Lich, after all. What else have you got for us? Let's see. The Scepter of 574. Thank goodness it's not as good. I'd be embarrassed walking around with a white scepter. My friends would just never let me hear the end of it. All right, sell our crop. So for anyone who may not be aware of it, tomorrow we get the live stream talking about the new expansion, the first 3 classes. Those 3 classes are elite specs. Guardian Luminary, Ranger Gale Shot, and that was the 3rd one. My brain is made of cheese. No, not that one. God damn it. No, it's not the necro. Mesmer. Mesmer Virtuoso. Not Virtuoso, Troubadour. Sorry.
Life is a trial.
Guardian.
Code of the judge.
I would not have said garbage. Guardian. Because Guardian is my most played class. My quote-unquote main is a Guardian. Okay, so if you do a map completion for an individual map, not world map, you have about a 30% chance of getting a Black Lion chest key. I think this is like 9 or 10 maps I've done. I've gotten 1. I'm due. Come on, ArenaNet. Please, give me that sweet key reward. Thank you. See, all you got to do is ask. Nicely, politely. 550. Not as good. And I can't use that. Gloop.
Affirmative.
Gloop. We will grab a Black Lion chest and we'll see if we can get lucky. Get all the specs? Yeah, we're getting 3 of them tomorrow with the they'll be doing a live stream about. So 3 of the new elite specs. Troubadour for Mesmer, Luminary for Guardian, and Ranger Gale Shot. Okay, so we have a Black Lion chest. We will click open. We will get a common here, and hopefully a 5th box. You listening, ArenaNet? A 5th box here, and that will mean an uncommon or better, which is about a 1 in 3 shot. Sorry, 1 in 10 shot for those. Wow, my brain. We're guaranteed to get a Black Lion statuette. Fine. Black Lion die canister yellow. We will get 2 commons. Good ones are the unlocks, maybe the dies if I get lucky. The crafting mats aren't bad because someday I'd like to make some more legendaries. The bad ones, at least for me, are transmutation charges. I have 1,500.
Seek, and you shall find.
Revive orbs. You can see I have 256 in the bank, and teleports to friend. The uncommon sets are the mystical beast set, and they're pretty cool looking. This is, for instance, the scepter. Had this sort of flickering, blurring effect going on, which is pretty cool. The Valkyrie's champion helm skin, which doesn't really go with my fashion, but looks cool. And the regenerative chamber chair, which I assume has us like crouching inside the test tube, getting regenerated. I haven't seen that one in action yet. And then the rares, which are the void set. I have at least one of those. I think I have a couple of these. I was going to get the entire set, but put it off for too long. These have sort of a shimmering corruption oil on water visual effect that are pretty damn cool. And then the super rares, which of course I will never get. I will click open. We're hoping for our 5th slot. Come on. ArenaNet.
Seek and you
Show
shall
me
find.
the love. Nope. Tier 5 crafting bags, which are fine.
Someday I will establish
Black Lion statuettes. I've got a lot. Black Lion die canister and
I'll
the
have a
box,
place in the
which I
eternal
should use,
alchemy.
but I don't really use.
It's a pleasure.
So here we are at level 77. Pardon me. Sorry about that. So only 3 levels to go. So on Saturday, I know I'm going to be playing Stars Reach. A new alpha for that. A new software patch. Big patch for that. Tomorrow, for Friday, I don't know. Maybe back here, in which case, if I finish out 3 more levels,
From my dream.
I will spec myself out with some gear. I'll probably run through some hero points enough to finish out 1 elite spec and get ready for Ritualist. Ritualist is coming. We have that essentially confirmed with the new expansion. The new expansion, by the way, is October 28th. So that would be, let's see, 3 months and 4 days from now. Quite a while.
We all have a place
I might be playing something different tomorrow, but I'll probably be back here to finish off the leveling and get enough hero points to finish out 1 spec and start working on hero points to get ready for speccing into Ritualist on the 28th of October. I want to thank all of you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it very, very much. Particularly thanks to Ord Sighelm or Sielm for the follow, and all you guys just for chatting. I always enjoy talking about streams or talking about games that I play and enjoy. So thanks again, guys, for hanging out. Now you got to go to Mighty Teapot. Is Teapot actually on now? Because it's got to be 3 in the morning in England.
Seek and you shall find.
He can't be on right now. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow at the usual times, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Probably with more Guild Wars 2. Definitely with more nonsense. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of your Thursday or early Friday goes great. Take care and